Because yes, Floyd didn't have the punching power of Gervonta, but even if Gervonta lands, I don't see him hurting Jake to the point he knocks him out.
Shit, I like that. Jake's body up, man. He's big.
Yeah.
Probably has 100 pounds on Gervonta.
Maybe. I'd say Gervonta probably walks at 150.
So small.
So small.
Jake Paul was left stunned after witnessing Gervonta Davis's beast-like training, describing it as nothing short of terrifying. Yet, instead of being shaken, Paul projected pure confidence. He admitted that Davis is a complete fighter but stressed that his own preparation, mindset, and relentless drive set him apart. Paul reminded fans that 5 years of grueling training and steady growth have built his foundation. Despite hundreds of sparring rounds, he has never been knocked out, a fact that fuels his belief. For Paul, the upcoming clash isn't just about skill. It's about proving discipline and self-belief conquer everything. The biggest roadblock to a clash between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul is the massive difference in their weight divisions. Davis has dominated in the lighter categories, where his lightning speed and explosive punches make him a nightmare for opponents closer to his size. Jake Paul, by contrast, carries a naturally heavier frame, competing closer to the cruiserweight range. This isn't just a gap of a few pounds, it's a gulf that boxing purists see as nearly impossible to bridge. In boxing, skill matters, but when weight differences grow too wide, raw physical mass becomes a weapon. Extra size means more strength, greater punch resistance, and superior endurance. That's why many analysts insist this fight is more fantasy spectacle than realistic showdown. Even with the hype it could generate, promoters can't ignore the serious risks. Asking a naturally smaller fighter to trade leather with a much bigger man is a gamble too dangerous to take.
There's no way in hell this fight was ever going to happen. And the fact that y'all believed it, I don't know, you're stupid. So Rick Thompson, chairman of the Georgia Athletic Commission, told USA Today Sports that Paul's promotion company withdrew its request for permits and a rule waiver, citing the 65-pound weight difference between the fighters. The Rick Thompson guy straight up said they've been promoting something they should not have been. Come on, guys, use your brains. Y'all boxing fans, you understand this. This fight was never going to happen. This is the article from USA Today. It says the status of the proposed fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis under scrutiny because of the weight discrepancy between the two fighters. Rick Thompson is coming out and saying this stuff because he said he believes it's in the public's best interest to know that they've been promoting something they should not have been. Communications director for the Office of the Secretary of State told USA Today Sports the event will not be happening. Funny enough, tickets are still available. Still purchase them online, and the fight is still listed on the State Farm Arena event.
A fresh layer of drama hit the fight scene when reports revealed that Georgia rejected the idea of hosting Gervonta Davis, forcing Jake Paul to pivot his entire plan toward Miami. This twist highlights just how messy negotiations can get when it comes to blockbuster exhibition bouts. States don't just look at the money on the table, they also weigh regulations, safety concerns, and the reputation tied to the fighters involved. For Davis, being turned away by Georgia is a reminder that his name sparks both thrill and controversy. For Paul, the sudden shift to Miami matches perfectly with his brand of chaos, attention, and non-stop headlines. Relocating changes more than travel logistics, it shifts the vibe of the whole event. And with Miami's reputation as the new hub of celebrity fight spectacles, the buzz is guaranteed to explode.
Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul both let everybody know that the location for their exhibition fight has changed from Atlanta to Florida. And let me tell you, it wasn't because Jake Paul just woke up in the morning and decided that he was going to change the venue. No, it was because of politics once again getting in the way of a Gervonta Davis fight. The amount of times that local small politicians play around with Gervonta Davis and Gervonta Davis's fights is at the point of being ridiculous right now. There's no way without coercion that this many venues, that Gervonta Davis has this many problems with venues. But this time, it wasn't a problem with the venue. It was a problem with the state of Georgia. Now, before I get into it, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much. And thank you to everybody that supports in the super thanks of the videos like this. It's a little dollar sign by a comment. And thank you to my guy that did it yesterday with the big $5 holler. Thank you so much, man. I'll thank you directly in the video. But let's get to this because I'm sick of this, man. Every single solitary time, well, over the last 2 years, pretty much, and I'm saying this because I believe this to be true, pretty much since Gervonta Davis started having an argument with Turkey Al-Sheikh.
Former champion Chris Algieri didn't hold back when praising Jake Paul's influence on modern boxing. In his view, win or lose, Paul has managed to promote the sport in ways that many traditional fighters never could. Algieri highlighted how Paul shook up the industry by pulling in a brand new wave of fans, people who had never cared about boxing until his arrival. His events aren't just fights, they're crossover spectacles that merge athletics with pop culture. Beyond his own bouts, Jake has convinced big names to share the ring with him, including stars like Gervonta Davis, who already commands massive attention. This blend of boxing and celebrity energy creates an atmosphere that's impossible to ignore. For Algieri, dismissing Paul simply because he's not a world champion misses the point. Boxing thrives on growth, and sometimes that growth comes from risk-takers who blur the line between sport and showbiz.
Jake, but it's mostly win-win for him.
Right. So what does Gervonta?
Whoa, hold on. I got to respond.
That's what I want.
I didn't even get to talk.
Please.
So, what has he done for the sport? I mean, manufactured or not, he went out there and he performed and he got knockouts and people tuned in. Boxing fans tuned in. And we can talk about that shoe fight and that shoe. They're not boxing fans. Gervonta Davis sold pay-per-views to boxing fans, and he got boxing fans to come to fights, which is so needed, desperately needed.
They marketed him that way. You can market anybody. You can market it that way. You can market it that way. And champ, you should know better because you and I were very marketable and never got any marketing except as opponents for high-level fighters. And you should know that. They talk about great white hypes and all this other stuff. No, that's absolutely not true. They manufacture what they want to manufacture. Shakur Stevenson can be marketable. He's not ghetto enough. Andre Ward was very marketable. He's not ghetto enough. Why do black fighters only get marketed when they're quote-unquote ghetto, when there's class guys who you can market as great examples? Shakur Stevenson, Andre Ward, so on and so forth. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Yeah, I'm saying it. People complain because I'm too real, and I'm going to be honest. Why could Ray Leonard be manufactured as a – I don't even want to use the word manufactured because Ray Leonard actually was legit.
Great fighter.
But Ray Leonard promoted as the class guy, and it worked. Why could you do it back then, but now you can't do it? Andre Ward was gold medalist the same way, class, could speak, mature, poised, fight his ass off. Why didn't you market him the way you marketed Ray Leonard? What happened between 1976 and 2004? Why are you marketing Why are you marketing only Thug Life? Why? And I'm not saying, okay, I wasn't a part of this because I was a big fan of the hip-hop gangster rap generation and all this other stuff. But as a 44-year-old, you start to realize the concept of the entire scope of things. Why are you not marketing guys like Shakur Stevenson more? Why are you marketing this guy who doesn't want any of the smoke? Shakur has wanted all the smoke. This guy doesn't want any of the smoke.
At the end of the day, whether you love it or hate it, the buzz around Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul proves one thing. Boxing is no longer just about belts, rankings, and tradition. It's about spectacle, business, and the fight to capture global attention. Critics may cry that it's a circus, while supporters call it smart evolution, but either way, this matchup keeps the world talking. Davis brings the raw fight game, Paul brings the showmanship, and together they create the kind of storm that can't be ignored. Oh, buckle up, because this story is only just beginning. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and share this video with every fight fan you know.